In a small village bordering a vast countryside lived a young boy named Emil. His eyes sparkled with curiosity, and his ears always seemed to be attuned to the secrets the wind brought him. Emil had always felt a deep fascination for the mystical forest that stood on the edge of his village. The elders called it the Whispering Forest, for its trees seemed to evoke forgotten tales to anyone who knew how to listen. One autumn morning, as the dead leaves danced to the breath of the wind, Emil, seized by an irresistible curiosity, decided to venture under the verdant and ancient canopy of trees. The sun's rays, filtered by the thick foliage, wove luminous patterns on the path carpeted with moss and fresh earth. Each step was accompanied by a soft rustling, like the whisper of a long-guarded secret. As he walked along, Emil suddenly stopped. He had heard a distinctly separate whisper from the other sounds of the forest. Bent towards an old oak whose gnarled trunk seemed frozen in time, he perceived a gentle voice marked by the echoes of thousands of years. The whispers told him the story of a captive spirit, guardian of the forest's balance. It was at this moment of enchanted wonder that Emil felt called to pursue his quest for truth. He listened intently, following the soft melody of the trembling leaves. Each rustle spoke of a legend, and each tree seemed to be an open book of millennial stories. Emil had to discover the truth hidden beneath the bark and shadows of the forest. A journey awaited him, a journey whose ultimate goal was to free the ancient imprisoned spirit and restore harmony between mankind and nature. With a renewed resolve in his eyes, he ventured deeper into the mystical depths of the Whispering Forest. Continuing on his way, Emil emerged into a clearing bathed in a soft and mystical light. The sunlight seemed to dance with each breath of the wind, weaving golden threads between the silhouettes of the trees. Tall grasses swayed peacefully, and in the distance, a deer watched silently, immobile like a benevolent statue. It was here, in this haven of nature, that Emil heard a light song, almost imperceptible, yet irresistible. The whisper intensified, forming clear and melodious words that he understood only with his heart. These voices spoke to him of an ancient spirit, guardian of the forest and its secrets, secluded behind centuries of silence, trapped by an ancient disunity between humans and their environment. The wind carried a specific message that grew stronger with each step. Emil took towards an old oak, one of the most impressive he had ever seen. Its sturdy roots seemed anchored to the very earth, its branches proudly rising towards the sky. Carved into its gnarled bark were strange motifs telling the story of a bygone era. It was there that the whispers became more urgent. Emil's heart pounded in his chest as he realized that this tree was much more than just a guardian of forgotten tales. It held the key to the mystery that had surrounded the forest for generations. Faced with this revelation, the boy felt a compelling determination arise within him. He knew that somewhere, beyond the vines and light shadows, lay the answer to this ancient mystery. The whisper continued to intensify, guiding Emil to a revelation only he could decipher. Without hesitating for a moment, the young adventurer accepted this magical quest, knowing that each step brought him closer to a truth hidden by time and the ancient secrets of the enchanted forest. The air was fresh, filled with promises and magic. Emil embarked on his quest with a sense of eager curiosity and relentless determination. Every crackle of a branch, every breath of air seemed to point the way forward. The seemingly silent trees encouraged him with a friendly rustle, as if they secretly shared his enthusiasm. Passing the clearing behind him, Emil now traversed paths bordered with thick moss and wildflowers, vibrant with autumnal colors. Each step resonated beneath his feet with ancestral stories engraved in the earth. The whispers seemed sometimes clearer, other times fading, playing with him like a mischievous prankster. The trees surrounded him with their protective majesty, like wise guardians of forgotten knowledge. Emil. The wind seemed to repeat with gentle insistence, calling the young explorer to continue without hesitation. The landscapes succeeded one another, carrying with them the promise of new discoveries. Suddenly, an unexpected light broke through the cover of trees in front of him, revealing the discreet opening of a small cave. The light filtering through the entrance gave the cavern an enchanted appearance. Crystals embedded in its wall reflected the light in a gentle and mysterious way, illuminating the path leading to the buried secrets. A thrill of excitement ran down Emil's back as he cautiously approached the entrance. It was here that his heart told him he would find what he was seeking. Inside, in the sacred silence of the cave, lay an ancient key, adorned with natural motifs and mysterious inscriptions. His trembling fingers brushed against the artifact, and suddenly, the cave was enveloped in the thrill of forgotten magic. Emil then felt a deep connection between him, the ancient spirit, and the invisible forces that had brought him here. He held in his hands the power to restore lost balance, to free a silent protector. This solemn moment marked the beginning of a transformation for Emil himself and for the forest that surrounded him. With the key in his hands, Emil left the cave, carried by a new energy and a determination engraved in his bright eyes. Night was approaching, and the forest began to dance under the silvery light of the moon. The wind, like a faithful companion, now whispered warm encouragements as he found his way back to the old oak. Under the starry dome, every tree seemed to form an arch of welcome for the young boy, guiding him intuitively to his destination. The entire forest seemed to vibrate to the rhythm of this precious moment when ancient secrets were about to be unveiled. Arrived at the majestic oak, Emil stopped, the whispers now soothing. Gently, he inserted the key into a long-forgotten slot at the heart of the tree. A blinding light burst forth, illuminating the clearing with a supernatural glow. Before his amazed eyes, an ethereal and radiant figure began to form. It was the spirit of the forest, finally freed from its millennial chains. Its gentle and comforting presence filled the place with a scent of wildflowers, and a new harmony enveloped the clearing. The spirit's face, all in light and magic, was filled with gratitude. In a voice as soft as a murmuring stream, it thanked Emil. "Brave child, thanks to you I am free. The forest breathes anew, and harmony can be reborn." Emil, eyes sparkling with tears of joy, knew he had accomplished something grand. The spirit, in one last breath of gratitude, infused the forest with new vitality, restoring each tree to its mythical vigor. The promise to watch over the restored balance between nature and humanity drifted through the air like a flow of hope, embracing every leaf, every blade of grass. Emil knew that these moments lived in the heart of the whispering forest, would always be etched in his heart, an inexhaustible source of light and wisdom. Emil, slightly transformed by his adventure, returned home under the starry vault of the night, the now peaceful forest in the background. The village that awaited him seemed different now, as if the shadow of legends had given the places a more vibrant and enchanting essence. When he reached the threshold of his house, his heart was light, filled with the echo of whispers and the gentle melody of the wind. His thoughts still buzzed with the magical moments spent in the sanctuary of the forest. He took the time to share his adventure with those who wanted to listen. The wisdom hidden in his words, intertwined with tales, soon allowed the villagers to perceive the trees and the wind with renewed respect and admiration. Emil's stories, woven with truths and imaginings, blossomed among the community like a seed offered to the earth, promising a future where man and nature could live in regained harmony. Children, fascinated, came every day to listen to the tales filled with ancient magic that young Emil had to share. Thus, the whispering forest became a sanctuary where the murmur of ancient legends still and always resonated. Across generations, the forest remembered the passage of the daring boy who had restored life to its soul. The wisdom of a child was enough to mend the broken bond between humans and the living world, shaping each moment of life into an infinitely harmonious dance. With a smile full of promises, Emil locked the treasure trove of magical memories deep in his heart, ready to reveal more secrets when the world needed a new breath of magic. And in the whisper of the wind and the murmur of the trees, now one could hear the story of a young boy and his quest for the wisdom of the forest. Through the seasons, the forest flourished, vibrant with the new energies infused by the liberated spirit. Some young shoots, witnesses of a renewal, were already piercing the ground once exhausted by human indifference. The villagers, inspired by Emil's story, had taken to visiting the forest each week, leaving behind seeds of respect and hope. Emil continued to write his stories under the soothing shade of the great oaks, his eyes sometimes fixed on the stars to seek even more hidden wonders in the vastness of the world. Sometimes he was joined by the little light of the firefly, his faithful adventure companion. Together, they dreamed of new quests, friendships woven through chance encounters, and future missions to other imprisoned spirits. The inhabitants of the village, murmuring with the seasons to come, united in this eternally renewed dance of sharing and celebration. The forest was no longer just a place to be observed from a distance, but a sacred garden where humanity found its primitive roots, in the harmony so desired by the spirit of the forest. As the wind blew in the distance, wafting leaves and memories, Emil, now a young man, was ready to listen to the new call of adventure with conviction and purity, confident that each step he took would lead to a truth greater than the one already discovered. Thus, the whispering forest continued to softly sing its melodies to attentive souls, binding past and future in a serene embrace, where Emil had once discovered the beauty and wisdom of ancient tales. The story of Emil, worthy of legend, still inspired those who knew how to listen to the promises hidden in the breeze of the trees.